Redskins in RFK. They finish with a 37-10 victory.
We're here in the center of it all. The politics of the world all centered right in this university. We're going down to a mellow mushroom.
Like we're descending into hell, but it's really just the DC subway. It's a very special day. This is a very special place in Ellis family lore. This is the place where I most wanted to go when I was a kid. This is the legendary RFK Stadium, former home of the Washington professional men's franchise of the greater DC area.
3rd and 17. Doug Williams found Art Monk in the open field to advance the ball closer to the end zone. Dun, 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 dun.
3-time Super Bowl champion, Washington Redskins. When you think of all-time legends who have served their purpose and are about to walk into the sunset, you might think of names like Indiana Jones or Logan or this.
It says the mellow mushrooms.
No, this stadium, the stadium. RFK Memorial Stadium. This was the home of the Washington Redskins from 1961 to 1996. Now, I wasn't there in 1961, when the first points in this stadium were scored by none other than New York Giants kicker Pat Summerall. He went on to be a legendary broadcaster alongside his partner John Madden. And the last game in RFK Stadium in 1996, the Redskins defeated the Dallas Cowboys 37-10. That game was announced by Pat Summerall and John Madden, and I, Mark Ellis, as a 16-year-old, was there with my dad for the very last time at my favorite place to be as a kid. It's not the most modern stadium in the world, and even when the Redskins were playing here, it was known as one of the NFL's smallest stadiums, 56,454 capacity. But a lot of times, because the team was good, everybody showed up, and the place would get so loud, and the stadium was built in such a way that the crowd felt like you were right on top of the field. And when a big play happened or when it was a big moment in a game, you could literally feel the stadium rock. Now, I live in California, so if this stadium was out there, you'd be nervous if there was an earthquake. The earth literally shook, and it's probably a little dangerous how much you could actually feel that place move when something exciting happened. But as a kid, that was everything. Those were the moments you lived for, along with the nachos, which were, again, I cannot stress this enough, fantastic. I didn't see this before.
Good morning, RFK Security.
Good morning. I'm doing a little bit of a project, and I wanted to see if I could get access to inside the stadium for just a couple minutes.
Do you have a point of contact that can get me off the next position you in?
I do not know. I'm here of my own volition. I used to come here as a kid all the time, so I just kind of wanted to walk the grounds one more time before they tore it down.
I can't do that today, my man, because the actual facility itself is actually closed off to the public.
There isn't a bathroom in there I could use real quick, is there? After the game, you'd go down and you'd exit, and this is probably the only time in my youth that I got exercise, is because we would jog. As soon as we're out, we would jog and try to beat as much traffic as possible through this tunnel. And after wins, everybody was singing Hail to the Redskins in here. You'd have some guys that were playing like the pot and pan drums going, and it was just such an electric feeling. this is where we park because the lessons I learned from my dad as a kid going to games where you always park as far away from the stadium as you can. That way, after the game, you're going to be one of the first ones out if you jog to the car. And the walk-in is so beautiful because you get to walk past everybody tailgating. But before we even start the walk-in, we'd park, and then on this strip right here, we'd throw the football around for like 10 or 15 minutes. And I'd like run patterns and think like, hey, you know what? If Coach Gibbs is walking in and he needs another receiver, he might see me lay out for a ball and be like, hey, maybe we could use that kid. And then we'd walk in and you'd see everybody tailgating here and you'd smell the smoke of cigars, of cigarettes. They're not good for you, kids, but God, that smell. To this day, every time I smell a cigar, I think about walking into RFK and hearing Jumpin' Jack Flash. First time I ever heard that Stones song was walking in and asking my dad, who is that? And he's like, that's the Rolling Stones. They're almost as good as the Beatles. Thank you for joining me on this walk down memory lane, which happens to lead right to one of my favorite places on earth. That's the place where a kid and his dad could talk, could get things done, could bond, and that's where a dad could learn to tolerate his son for 3 hours because the football team was good, the nachos were warm, and the memories last a lifetime.